Everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Gonna make some flour tortillas tonight. It's Good Stuff Tuesday, Volume 2. Here we go. So we've got the guest bubble up. So just in case Lauren decides to join us, we're going to have Lauren hang out with me while I make the tortillas. But she was taking a nap this afternoon, and when I nap, I don't set an alarm, and sometimes I'll turn off my phone or set it on silent. So I think we're in a situation here where my PhD candidate girlfriend is getting some much deserved rest, and that is honestly great. Good for her. No one deserves it more. So the number one next to me on that side, that is where Lauren will go if she joins us, and if she doesn't, it's you and me, chat. We're making some tortillas. Here we go. So we've got our ingredients. I've got about 125 grams of flour, about a half teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of baking powder, and about 50 grams of Miyoko's butter. So, I feel like my mic's really hot. Yeah, that's better. Gonna mix first the dry ingredients. That was pretty easy. By the way, this recipe is so straightforward. I thought it was going to be more difficult. So last week I had like a big panic attack leading up to it. I was like, how am I going to learn how to do this in front of people? Super easy recipe. I was worried about nothing, but that's the way it goes when you're prone to irrationally worrying about things, as is the case with me. So we're just going to mix in the fat, you can use whatever fat source you like. I'm using Miyoko's butter. I tried it with Crisco shortening last week. Miyoko's butter is way better. Highly recommended. This is one of those things where I was sort of proving to myself that I could do it because I was like terrified to go live last week. So here we are. Anyway, hope y'all are doing good. Hope you're having a good night. Good to see you. Good to be streaming again. Good to be making content. And you want like a half a cup of water at about 110 degrees is what I've found. Going cooler, it's okay. But 110 is kind of the sweet spot I've found. If you got a probe thermometer, super easy way to find these things out. This is the point where Lauren would typically provide some good banter. But I, instead, I'm just going to flounder in front of you like a confused floppy fish. Unbelievably, we have viewers. Welcome to the show. Hope you're well. Feel free to pop in and chat. It'll show up on screen. You're part of this experience just as much as I am. By the way, I've got my Kamal preheating because I've also got some dough that's going to be ready to do this here in a second. So after you mix all your dry ingredients, mix in the fat, that's when you start taking your hot water and adding it just a little bit at a time. And you kind of stir it in with your hand. Now why? That was weird. Okay, well, can't undo that now. Hey, Deb. Lauren, she was taking a nap, and I think when I take a nap, like I don't set an alarm or anything. So I think that's probably the situation we're in. And there's nobody who needs sleep more than her. And this is pretty low stakes. We've got like 5 viewers. We're just hanging out. So that's why she's not here. But I'm not worried. I don't think you should be either, Deb. And so we kind of want a tacky, is how it was described in the other videos I watched, the other recipes I read before leading up to this. Those recipes weren't vegan. That's why I had to do this. They use lard. So you want kind of what's called a tacky texture. You want it to kind of stick to your hands a little bit. This is still a little dry. It won't use the whole half cup. It would if I were using the shortening, but the Miyoko's butter has a little more moisture in it. Okay, so now we've kind of got that kind of sticky, tacky texture, and I'm just kind of knead it. Knead. You know why people don't date massage therapists, right? Because we can be a little needy. That's the best massage therapist joke I know. I don't think there are many others that aren't just the obvious. So, how's everyone doing tonight? We got 4 viewers on Facebook. Y'all doing okay? I hope so. Okay, so that's gotten a little smoother, so we're just going to add a little water, kind of get it tacky again, knead it some more. All right, so once that's done, once you've got kind of a well-kneaded ball of dough that's sort of, it's kind of between smooth and tacky is the final texture you want. You sort of got to practice and feel it out, but you want to smooth it out, then add water and make sure it's still sticky whenever you put the towel over it. And that's just like practice. Like people who have made these just know like the perfect feel for the dough. Anyway, since we're doing a press, you want to cover it and leave it to sit for like an hour. Fortunately, I planned ahead. Ta-da! So, once your dough has sat for like an hour, as this dough has, just imagine we've skipped forward in time an hour. You just want to take it and divide it into little balls. This recipe can make like 3 tortillas, which is good for like a day, and they don't last very long when you hand roll them like this. So if you just want to like start your day with tortillas, bread that I did a few weeks ago lasts for like two or 3 times longer. It lasts for like 6 days. These tortillas you'll get like a day max. I'm gonna make 1 big burrito one and 2 small taco ones. So there's that. Then you leave this dough to sit for another 20 minutes. Oh look, I came prepared. So, we've got our dough that has now been sitting for an hour, then separated into balls and then sitting for 20 minutes. And we've got dough that is nice and relaxed and ready to flatten into tortillas. So my comal, my skillet is heated to like 400 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's ready for this. Got a nice coating of butter on it. Let's see how this came out. Oh my God, that's deluxe. Perfect. There's a bit of an art to getting the tortilla off of the little plastic sheet that you press it on. So let's see how well I do here. Looks like I did okay. I'm gonna do like 60 seconds per side. Put way too much butter on that skillet, so this will be interesting. How's anybody doing in the chat? Feeling good? Feeling all right? I feel pretty good. This is going to be a short stream. No 20-hour streams tonight. Like, I'm going to get these like 3 or 4 tortillas done, and we're just going to call it a day, because that is like accomplishment made. Like, tortilla done. Broadcast accomplished. That's what I'm going to feel good about. And that, honestly, is freaking great. I feel good about it. Because then I'm going to have some tortillas. And I made myself some taco meat earlier today, so I'm going to have some soft tacos. I'll share that recipe on the taco meat probably sometime February or March next year. So look forward to that. Oh my God. Yeah, that's on me. That's all that extra butter on the thing. It's like a brown thing. I would mail you some tortillas. Problem is, these things don't keep. They're really bad on like day 2. Oh, thanks, Maria. Appreciate it. It's good to hear from you. Hope you're doing well. It is a little habit forming to flatten these tortillas and make soft tacos. So for next broadcast, I'm going to definitely have a microphone on that skillet, because it sounds really great, but you can't quite hear it because this microphone's not quite getting it. But it sounds great here in the kitchen. You'll just have to take my word for it. All right, so that's a little over browned because of all that butter, but it's going to taste fantastic. Just doesn't look much like a tortilla. So it goes when you're learning on the fly. That's true. You can never use too much butter. That is the absolute truth. Except that you can, and I totally did. but that's a nice thought. If it weren't for our mistakes, our great successes wouldn't be so special. If home runs were easy, nobody would care, you know? By the way, this looks sort of like a puffy taco that the lunch ladies at my school would make. But these things taste fantastic. I mean, obviously, because they're just a big payload of like fat and carbs, right? But can't recommend them enough. Cooking is like science, only tastes better. That's the truth. Recipes are just text. They're just lab text. That's it. Once number 2 comes off the grill, I'll make it first taco. There we go. That looks like that looks right. I feel good about that. I'm actually impressed anybody came tonight. I deliberately didn't market this because I want to put pressure on myself. So the fact that like we have 3 viewers, we've had as many as 5. Thanks for tuning in, y'all. It's good to hang out with you. Maria, Deb, thanks for joining the chat. Good to talk to y'all. Hope you're well. I went for kind of a Taco Bell style, like coat it in sauce and cook it in the pressure cooker kind of thing. It smells fantastic. Really looking forward to it. It would be very me to just like let this fly open and get myself covered in lettuce. I'm glad that didn't happen. But that is the kind of thing that would happen, especially when broadcasting. Oh yeah, that's a winner. All right, here we go. Moment of truth, homemade tortilla, homemade taco meat, day of cheese, and regular old lettuce. Better than Taco Bell, IMHO. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. This is a successful broadcast. We've been going for a good, what are we at? Like 20 minutes? Way to go. Homemade tortillas, as easy as that. Hope you all are well. I'll see you next time. Bye.